suffer from a traumatic brain injury now. Singing was kind of it wasn't even an idea for what I could be doing for a long time, which is why I was like brought back to the guitar, and music really like saved my life and brought me back for sure.
We are back with the Southern Line podcast, and we are here with Angelica Appelman.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Lisa.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to talk to you. You have such an crazy past year, and the fact that you're nominated for not one but 2 awards is kind of incredible. Like, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling incredible. I'm feeling so unbelievably grateful. I'm feeling really emotional, honestly. It's taken a lot of hard work to get to this point, and it's really awesome to be recognized.
So you're nominated for Female Breakthrough Artist and Female Artist of the Year. When they contact you, like, how did that go about? Because do they just call up and say, hey, you're it for it, like, you've been nominated? Like, how does that process work?
We have to go online like everyone else and see right in time with everyone else if we got it or not. I believe I was with my friend Alex, or I was on the phone with my friend Alex, because we were getting ready for it. And then he's like, you got it. And I was like, I didn't believe him. I thought he likes to joke with me, so I didn't believe him. And then I immediately called my mom. Yeah, she was my first call, of course. And I bawled my eyes out, and she was just like, oh, Jelly, I'm so proud of you. And then she yelled at my dad, who was working from home, but he was like, hey. And then and then they were all like yelling, and it was really exciting. Then I called my Nona, and I told my Nona, and then I called my sisters, and they were freaking out. And like, it's just such a great thing, not only for me, but also for my family, because they've been such a big part of this whole journey, all the sacrifices that they've made for me, coming to every show, me bothering them to share my posts, sharing everything. And then especially when like I really struggled after my car accident, my sister really like pulled the reins and was helping me with keeping my career alive by posting on my socials, by keeping my website up to date, by still trying to book me and things like that. So it's just, it means so much to all of us, really.
They say it takes a village, and like, it sounds like that's exactly it, right? And it's really amazing that you have the support of your family, and they not only want to show up for you, but they want to like fight for you. Like, that's actually so beautiful and so special that you have that. And I just think that's wonderful. And I love that your sister, you said, kind of almost like took the reins to like help you. Yeah. After your accident. I'm curious if you did you suffer a concussion? Like, were you in the hospital for a long time? Like, I had a concussion, so I understand that aspect of it. Yeah. So, I mean, I hope that didn't happen to you, but you talked about how you struggled, so I don't want to necessarily bring it up if you don't want to, but I'm interested to see like what affected you from like day to day.
So I would say I had a really significant turning point in my life 3 years ago. I got into a pretty serious car accident. I actually did suffer from a concussion, but more so I suffer from a traumatic brain injury now. And when everything first happened, I was in major shock. So much so that I didn't allow them to take me to the ambulance.
I'm good.
Yeah, and then I tried to go on with regular life, and I couldn't. And I was talking in scrambled egg sentences. And it was very, very difficult. I was off balance, trying to learn how to walk properly again, talk properly again. Singing was kind of it wasn't even an an idea for what I could be doing for a long time, which is why I was like brought back to the guitar and stuff like that, because it helped. Exactly. Yeah. And that sort of made me slow down and take a few steps back and really try and decide, you know, what I wanted out of life, what I wanted in music. It gave me that time to learn guitar. It gave me that time to really get grounded and learn what kind of artist I really want to be. And it's crazy how things like that happen, like how it's just like a meant to be sort of thing, even though it was like a really tough moment.
I am so sorry about that happening to you. I can't imagine how you feel kind of overcoming that. You are definitely a voice for someone who struggled with that like mental challenges and like push through, like you've had that diversity in your life. And I think I love that you don't shy away from that experience and that you bring light to it, because there's so many people in this like industry and life in general that are afraid to talk about it because they think that nobody's going through with it as well. So I actually love that you're bringing light to it, and not only that, but letting everyone know that it's like okay. Mm-hmm. But I love how you've taken that moment that's such a hard challenge and added that into your career and your music, and it's helped you build character and evolve. That's changed how you perform on stage, maybe how if you want to write, how that kind of like aspect, because like that's such a pivotal moment in your life that I'm curious to see what your viewpoint is.
Made me want to be a deeper writer, to come from a place of connection first. I got to experience being an ambassador for the Canadian Mental Health Association with my song Finding My Feet. Find myself walking towards the woman I wanna be, finding my feet. And just seeing how that song impacted so many and has connected with so many was just amazing. And I would have people come up to me with their stories, and like it was the like most incredible thing is hearing how your song has impacted someone else and how it's like saved them. And when I wrote something like Half-Hearted, I was coming from a very real place. I call that my crash out song because basically what I had written down in my journal went right onto the page, and it was as honest, as bare bones, as like my heart on a silver platter you can get. But I think when you do things like that, it makes an audience draw near to you, because they're like, oh, I know what that feels like. I know what that, kind of motion is, or whatever, that they can experience.
Talked about that mental health struggle, and sorry, did you say you partnered with somebody? Can you
Mental Health Association.
Do you mind shouting more about that?
When I wrote the song Finding My Feet, I wanted to give back to a community that did so much for me. I did reach out to the Canadian Mental Health Association when I was having a difficult time. And I just wanted to give back to them. And so my mom is friends with the CEO of the Waterloo Wellington. They went to high school together and played volleyball together. So she reached out to her. Helen is amazing in the work she does, and she agreed to meet me, and she heard the song and she said, this would be amazing, and we would love to have you be our ambassador for the Canadian Mental Health Association this year, and you can be the spokesperson for the Shoppers Drug Mart Run for Women.
Angelica has written an incredible song about her journey.
I'm really, really honored to be here today sharing my story. Oh, I'm finding my feet.
Which was really awesome. I got to share my story and my song in front of thousands of women and their support systems. And then I also got to share my story all over their platforms and go to a bunch of their events that were supporting that and raise a lot of money for the Canadian Mental Health Association. It was really, really special.
Feel, or what you hearing you talk about that, it sounds like almost like a serendipitous.
Yeah.
Thank you. Know what? You can just say it, but like it just sounds like something like it's kind of crazy how like one part of your life kind of happens and you think, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? But then I hate to say it, but it was kind of like a meant to be moment because you're shedding light on such this like special topic, and that everyone kind of needs to hear more about. It's just beautiful.
Music really like saved my life and brought me back for sure. I was making a really great like U-turn sort of in my life, not to quote my own songs, but it was kind of what I needed in my life and I needed in my career so that I could get really serious about things. And it just gave me such a fresh perspective on not only my music, but on my life and like my priorities. And that really reflected in my music. Half-hearted.
I wanna lose you. I'm afraid to lose myself. Baby, I'm not used to letting in somebody else.
Was number 7 on SiriusXM, Top of the Country, which was really, really exciting. And I'm also bringing it across Canada. I did a radio tour in Edmonton, and I got to share it there at their stations. It has opened up so many doors for me this summer. I am playing tons and tons of major festivals, and I just looked at my calendar and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm playing every weekend. This is amazing. This is what I've always dreamed of, but like busy and booked. This is great. Just very, very exciting stuff. Yeah.
I love that you mentioned the festivals that you're playing. Are you playing any in Ontario? And if you are, or any in Ontario, which ones you're kind of really looking forward? Like, is there something on your list that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm playing here?
I'm playing Route 905 Country Music Festival. It's their first festival, and I'm opening up for Chase Rice. So I'm just like, holy crap, this is so cool. Like, I'm opening for a lot of really great Canadian acts, and I have opened up for a lot of great Canadian acts, but it's really cool to take it to the next step and open up for an American act. And I'm also playing the Tailgate Music Festival in September, and I'm opening for James Barker Band. I know, they're so fun. And I'm also opening for Jade Eagleson at Holyrood Jamboree. So it's going to be a fun summer. I'm so excited.
You weren't kidding with your booked and busy. That's actually really incredible because, I mean, people would look at you and say, oh my goodness, it's an overnight success. But, like, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's how you're, like, it's not just I'm here and then I'm here. It's a lot of steps in between. So how do you feel about that?
That actually a lot of the work happened behind the scenes. And I worked really, really hard this past year. I worked on like my branding. I worked on my voice, worked on getting a great team together. And I think so much of why I feel I'm at this level now is because everything sort of come together and aligned, and I have the right people around me. And that was so huge. And I'm just making it all about the music. And Half-Hearted is just a really special song, and it was kind of the jumping off point for what this new era is going to be, so I'm really, really excited.
So we talked about your performing, and we have heard that you helped with the Nashville Takeover. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So the Nashville Takeover had its debut in Stratford, my hometown.
My whole heart, really to you. My whole heart, I'm trying to.
My now hometown, and it was a sold out event. It was packed to the brim. So basically the way it sort of works is there's a whole bunch of songwriters from Nashville, from all over Canada. There was even some people from England, which was really cool, who all come to Stratford to share their music at different locations. And we stay put and share our songs, but the audience moves from venue to venue. And so they never know who they're going to get, which is really cool because then they don't get to be selective, or like you never know who could be in the chair. And I got to meet a lot of really amazing songwriters, and I got to network, and like it's so cool because I'm writing with like 4 of them when I go to Nashville in 2 weeks. So, and I'm staying with one of them as well when I'm in Nashville. She and I got along so well. Yeah, and shout out to Christiana Allaire, a great artist, really lovely woman, and I get to stay with her when I'm in Nashville, so I'm pumped.
It sounds like such an incredible moment. The fact that you get to go to Nashville and then you get to like meet people, it seems like such an organic opportunity. And I love how you mentioned you're going to be songwriting. So when you songwrite, I'm kind of curious how that process works because it's different for everybody. So do you have notes in your apps? Like how does it work for you?
Ever since I was young, I've been writing since I was 13, and I've always said it's like Taylor Swifting my way through high school. So I always start from a journal, and I get all of my like feelings out, and then from there I usually have like a million different melodies that I come up with, and I just voice memo them in my phone. Now I'm a special person. That's an interesting thing to say, but I grew up not playing guitar. So I just recently learned how to play guitar after my car accident. It was my way of coming back to music. But now I'm at a place where I'm playing for myself. And so when I originally write, I don't write from a guitar. I find that it's a bit more limiting. But I do write, like when I'm co-writing, I do bring that with somebody else who can play a groove. And then they call it the magic 3. So you have somebody who's really good with lyrics, somebody who's really good with melody, and somebody who's really good with a track. And then we get together and hopefully we make magic. And I have a whole bunch of hooks and like stories and things that I want to write about. And since we'll be focusing a lot on my next project, it's going to be very specific towards the kind of themes and things that I would want on that project.
When you write or you said you have phrases or things that you want to like talk about, do you find inspiration in your life, your personal life? Is it other people's life? So where do you find that like hook?
I write very autobiographically. I think a lot of people know that about me. And I think that some of the people around me are starting to realize, oh, I am like the muse in this song. So that's been a lot of fun. But honestly, I just live life, and I've learned to make sure that I make space for that, because if not, you're writing from a vacuum and it's not authentic. And I really like to write from a place of honesty and truth and lived experience. So I've been living. I've been hanging out with some of my friends who are in like different situations in their lives, and I've been getting a lot of inspiration from them, seeing a different perspective and a different way of like growing up and things like that. Really has like opened my eyes to new ways to create.
I really love that, and I love how you mentioned a different way to grow up. So how would you say your way of growing up is a traditional country way, or like I'm just curious to see how that's led into your career.
I have a little bit of farm background. my Nono and Nona had a hobby farm, and so they had like chickens and turkeys, and they had like their own garden in the back, and we would have to go and get the eggs if we got in trouble. That was our and I'm really scared of birds, so that was not fun. And then on my dad's side, they also had a farm, but theirs was more like haystacks and things like that. So I remember we would go on the tractor, and we would have like rides and stuff, and we'd be like, Opa, will you sing the tractor song? And I would sing the tractor song with my Opa. So that kind of made us, a little country. And then I grew up in Kitchener, which, isn't super country, but I feel like is getting more of that. But I was introduced to a lot of 90s country songs early in my life, and I just fell in love with those women like Shania Twain and Faith Hill, and we would put on concerts for the neighbors and everything like that. So that's what me and my sisters did on the weekends. We played karaoke, Shania Twain for everybody.
I actually really love that. So I love how you mentioned you have your country music influences. Like I personally love Willie Nelson. That's where my love of country music came from. So what other influences do you have? Do you like to incorporate that into your music? Because that would be really neat to kind of know a little bit more about that.
So I've always been a huge fan of Lainey Wilson. And I have a really cool story about Lainey Wilson. Before she blew up, I messaged her on a whim because when I first started, I was like naive and I was just throwing mud at the wall and seeing if it could stick. And I tagged her in one of my posts about putting out my debut single, Happy Place. And I was just like, hey, Lainey Wilson, I love you so much. I said all these like beautiful things, and then I asked her to pre-save my song. But mind you, this was before she had really blown up. So, but she responded to me, and she was like so inspirational, and this was kind of when Things a Man Ought to Know was coming up. And that was sort of the song that blew her up, I would say, or like put her on the map. And I freaked out when she responded to me. And then even on the day of my release, she made a comment saying, rock on girl, like don't stop. And I hold that in my heart like forever. And more like recently, I've really loved Ella Langley and everything she's doing. She's so like true to who she is and gritty and like tomboy, but also graceful, and cares about her well-being and her faith. And I just love everything she's doing.
I love how you're bringing up women, and you seem like a very girl's girl. Like I love that. I'm here to support that. And would they be someone that you would love to go on tour with? Like, I would love, like, if you could like tour with that. I mean, if you could tour with anybody, would that be it? Like, who would be your dream tour?
Definitely those two, or Shania Twain, or Faith Hill or Martina McBride. Hit me up, if you're seeing this. And there's like a lot of really amazing Canadian country artists too that I would love. Like I was just talking about Terry Clark and how amazing that would be, or like Brett Kissel. I actually got to open for Brett Kissel last year for the Sauble Beach Party. It was so cool. Yeah,
you'd be a good vibe together.
Yeah. And then he's playing Route 905 as well. So, but he's on the day before me, but it's cool to now be like in the same green room as these people that I look up to.
Absolutely love that, because it's so good to be around your like own kind, right? Your own like Canadian influences. But I love that you're also getting the opportunity to share with the American audiences as well. But let's talk more about your music. You said you have some stuff coming up. I'd kind of love to hear more about that, and specifically more about maybe collabs that you would love to do, that like if you have collabs in the work, maybe?
So I can't announce it quite yet, but there is some collaborations brewing, I will say. This will be my first time doing that, and so that's really exciting. And it will be with, actually, I will not bring that part up because it's more exciting to keep it.
At least say if it's American or like.
Neither.
Ooh, that's even better.
So, yeah, so
I want to know now.
stay tuned. Stay tuned. Can't say too much more about it, but I'm really excited. And yeah, I'm excited to go to Nashville and write the rest of this project. And I think there's like a heart theme going on with my music. A lot of my songs have the word heart in them. So I'm thinking that I've been toying with the idea of Heart on My Sleeve for the name of the album.
I love that. I think that's such a beautiful way to like nod to your like who you are and to your album. Would you ever think about like almost color coding your album? Have you like you've seen how people do that, right? Yeah. I think a nice warm soft orange or yellow or even red, pink would be kind of fun. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Every color?
All the colors. Let's just throw it out there. Anything that's like super fun. Yeah. So for your album covers, you have to do photo shoots and stuff. So have you had a favorite like album cover photo shoot? Like, has there ever been a moment where you're thinking, I can't believe this is happening?
When it comes to an album cover, I got to ride in a 1965 Mustang for my album cover for U-Turn, which was really cool.
You turn a bad day into the best one. You turn my worst bed into a jackpot. When you turn my head and lean in to kiss me and tell me you miss me. The way you turn me on when you hold me close, there's nowhere else I need to go.
Like a beautiful red 1965 Mustang. So
That's amazing. I've really enjoyed talking with you. It's been such a delight. You're so refreshing, and I love your story, and I think it's something that people need to hear, and I can't wait to share it with the world and share all the socials. And it's just been such a pleasure talking with you. You too. Okay.
thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Continuity in this is gonna be hilarious.
I know. I feel like I'm a little fish in like water.
Like I'm pretty sure my eyes jolted over.
You were like, who's coming in?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on?
Oh my, I'm like sliding away. I'm so sorry. Can I just?
That's okay.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, let's
You